Hello everybody and welcome to another video update. Yes, it's time for another video update. It's been a little while since the last one, but now is a good a time as any to update you with my short and medium term plans. Why is now a good a time as any? What's so special about now? Well, I've come back from holiday. And I've come back with a refreshed attitude, a renewed vigour. My batteries have been recharged and I'm itching to get stuck into some things. So that's why now's as good a time as any. So some of you may not have been aware that I've been on holiday for the past 2 weeks. I didn't make a big announcement about it, didn't do a video update like I have done in the past. I just kind of mentioned it on my forums and off I went on a 2-week cruise into the Mediterranean. Very nice indeed. Southern Spain, northern Italy, freak heat wave weather in Seville, 47 degrees Celsius whilst walking around. Not very pleasant, but well, there you go. But yeah, on the whole, absolutely glorious, and really needed to recharge those batteries because for the past 16 months, which was when I last had my other holiday, last July, since then, I've actually left my old job. I had to apply for a new job. I had to go through the whole application process, take an exam, sit an interview. I had to wait to see if I'd got the job. Eventually did get the job, but then it's a new job. So I had to get to grips with a new working pattern, Monday to Friday, rather than shift work. New colleagues, new supervisor, new policies and procedures to get my head around. Learning for new law, learning new laws, taking new exams that I have to pass based on these new laws, and new probation period to get through. So a lot of change and upheaval in the past 16 months, and all of that has taken its toll, and you don't sometimes realise things until you take a step back and reflect. So whilst I was on holiday, I looked back over my past 16 months and thought, wow, I've done a fair bit of chopping and changing, and I've had to learn quite a lot of new stuff, and compared to 16 months ago, I'm in a completely different professional career and going a completely different direction to what I anticipated. But it's keeps things fresh, I suppose. But yeah, much needed holiday. I've come back recharged and itching to crack on with some things. I'm cracking on with my job. I'm looking at pushing towards a promotion at work, and it's going well so far, so I'm going to come back with a renewed vigour and get myself stuck into that. Of course, my LPing, I'm going to get myself stuck into that as well, and I've got some plans in place and a direction where I'm going, and it's all mapped out now. I'll share that with you very shortly. And then I've got a side venture as well that I'm sort of delving myself into when I'm not LPing and not at work, to earn myself a few extra pennies, and that's going fairly well as well. But I'm going to go into that with a renewed vigour to try and up my level and commitment to that, to earn a little bit more pennies on side, because extra spending money is always very nice. So that is why a video update is required. So the first thing that I'm going to tell you about is, of course, my LPing, because that's what you're mostly here for and mostly interested in. So my short-term and medium-term plans are as follows. My short-term plans are fairly straightforward. Witcher 3 is going to be played to a finish this week, and I'm going to savour every minute of it because it's the end of an era, really, isn't it? End of a series. It's been a good, epic series, great series, and I'm going to miss it when it's gone. So I'm going to savour these next few hours of the game, and I hope you'll savour them with me. And if I take a little bit longer to admire a bit of scenery or two, please do forgive me. So that's going to be played to a finish, hopefully by the end of this week. And then alongside that, I'm going to be playing and catching up with the Leeds United Challenge. Some of people were asking me, what happened to the Leeds United Challenge? Have you neglected it? No, I was just on holiday. And so I'm going to catch up the games that I've missed. I think about 3 games I'm down now, so I'll play those out and upload them throughout the week, every other day. First match coming up, I think, later today, Monday, you should be seeing this. So that will be coming, along with the other games as well. And that'll take us into the weekend. Now the weekend, Saturday, Darkest Dungeon is back. So if you've got an adventurer, come on down and get yourself back into those dungeons. That's going to be making its return for at least a good couple of weeks or so. And then I'm going to be ending that, ending Season 2 and bringing that back in January for Season 3. And also on Sunday, there is the new Batman Telltale Episode 2. That's coming out tomorrow Tuesday, but I haven't got time to stream it through the week, and therefore that's why it's coming on Sunday. So a very busy week in terms of the old channel. Witcher 3 to a finish, Leeds United Challenge to catch up, and 2 streams on the weekend. Hopefully there'll be something in there that you will enjoy. Moving on till next week, Fallout 4 has been on hiatus. It's been on a bit of a sabbatical, and it's making its return next week. So if you're a Fallout 4 fan, you're going to have something to look forward to next week, because Susan is going to be making her return. She's been on a holiday for 2 months. Don't know what she's been doing. Maybe she'll let us know. But that's going to be coming back with some new DLC installed, with some new mods installed, and maybe an update of some of the old mods. So a whole new, fresh look at Fallout 4. I'm going to plow myself into it and get stuck in and really progress that LP now, because it's been on a break and I'm really itching to play it. So that's the short-term plans settled and set out. What about the medium-term plans? Well, the medium-term plans involves my computer, and the reason why I put Fallout 4 on a hold was because I was struggling to keep pace with 2 main LPs. And the reason for that was because my computer is still crashing whilst rendering. The processor, although not overheating now, I think the processor has been degraded and damaged significantly during the overheating that was taking place, that it's still dodgy, unstable under heavy load, and whilst rendering, after about an hour and a half of rendering, it crashes. And that means that I can't batch render videos overnight, and I can't render videos that are too long, so I keep them about 45 to 50 minutes and can only do 1 at a time, and that affects the pacing of my uploading. So therefore, trying to keep pace with 2 LPs at a time, I was getting a bit frustrated, so I took Fallout 4 off to finish Witcher 3, and then Fallout 4 starting next week, which means that I'm not going to be starting another LP until after Christmas. The Leeds United Challenge isn't too bad because it's a shorter video length time and it's only rendered into 30 frames because Football Manager is just stats on the screen for the most part. So why are you starting no LPs until after Christmas? Well, I'm going to be treating myself. I've decided, whilst I was on holiday, knocking back the ciders and sunning myself on the deck of the ship, I decided that I was going to bugger it and dip my hand into my pocket and actually purchase a new computer. This thing here has been my baby for 3.5 years. It's done me a good service, and I could probably get away with just changing the processor and motherboard and fan, and it might solve the problem, and I could still probably keep going with this thing for another year, another year at least. But I thought, you know what, just forget it. It's done its bit. It's time for it to retire. Take a break. Go to that nursing home and put your feet up, because there's going to be a new computer in town. So yeah, I thought might as well just do it. So, this is my hobby. This is what I enjoy doing. I'm on my computer umpteen hours a day, so treating myself to a new one, I'm going to make use of it. It's not going to go to waste, and it's my number one hobby. And if you can't spend money on your number one hobby with your bit of spare coin that's lying about, then what can you spend it on? So I bit the bullet and thought, you know what, let's just do it. So I'm going to be treating myself just before Christmas to a new computer, and I'm now really looking forward to it. And just like with this one down here, I'm going to ensure that it's future-proofed. So I've got roughly the same budget in mind as I spent on this one to buy a new one, and I'm looking at some, the top components that I can get, or within reason, to ensure that I can use this new machine for a good 3 to 4 years in the future as well. Making sure that it's not overclocked, of course, because that was part of the problem, I think. I'm making sure that I haven't got a water cooler in there, because after my experience with water coolers, I don't like them. So, I'm looking at a Titan X graphics card, 32 gigs of RAM. I'm looking at a 6-core i7 processor, and all the other bells and whistles that go into a machine to ensure that it's going to be, really powerful and good enough to last me for a few years. So that's going to be coming at Christmas, which is why when January rolls around in the new year, even though Fallout 4 might still not be finished, I can then add another couple of LPs to the mix, because I'll be able to upload at a nice decent pace, because I can render overnight, I can batch render, I can probably render a little bit quicker if this new processor is better than this one. So it's all pointing towards a nice positive outlook for the future. So come January, there might be another LP or two in the mix. What that LP might be, I don't really know, but you know, we'll find out closer to the time. We can surmise closer to the time. I may hold a poll, who knows? But that's to look forward to. But between now and Christmas, it's just like eking over that finish line during a marathon. You've run the 26 miles, and you've got the last little bit to do, and you just kind of, your legs are burned up, and you're struggling there. It's just like that. We're on our last legs. We're on our last final legs, but we'll get there. We'll cross that line, and then we'll get a new computer, and it'd be like getting a new body and having to run a new marathon afresh and starting off like a bolt out of the traps. Yeah. Don't know where that analogy came from, but there you go. So that's it. That's the short and medium term plans of the channel. Certainly looking forward to Christmas time now. Something to look forward to. Something to work towards. So yeah. Anyway, just straight over the 10-minute mark. Hope you forgive me, but it has been a while since the last one, and hope you forgive I'm still in my work attire here. I haven't bothered to get changed because I'm off to football in an hour, so there's no point of taking these off until I get changed for football. And finally, I'll leave you with this piece of information. Some of you may have picked up on the fact that I did say at the very start that I've got a side venture going on that I'm using to earn a bit of extra coin, and I'm going to try and go into that a bit further and make a bit more. And for those of you that are interested in what that side venture is, I'll just tell you. I'm not going to go into any great detail, but I'll just tell you what I'm doing. I'm actually sports trading on the betting exchanges. Now, it is classed as a form of gambling, but it isn't, if it kind of makes sense. For those of you that play poker, like I used to play poker, poker is a form of gambling, but it's a game of skill. Therefore, in the long run, if you're better than the opponents, you're going to make a profit, but it's still classed as gambling. I don't consider poker gambling. I did that for a few years, made a little bit of money from that, but I was getting a bit bored with it and thought, what else can I do to... And somehow I've just managed to fall into this sports trading. And although if you think of like real life trading, maybe trading stocks and shares, you buy low and sell high, to that effect, it's very similar, but instead of stock, you're trading prices on the betting exchange. So it could be prices of a horse, prices of a football game, prices of a tennis match, and you're trading those on the exchange. And the profit comes in when you maybe back higher and then lay low, or lay low and back high, and that's where your profit comes in. And you have a bankroll like in poker, and you make sure that you're not using money that you can't afford to lose, and you're working to a strategy and testing that strategy using research and information available to you to ascertain whether you're going to make a profit in the long run. And if you are going to make a profit in the long run, then is that considered gambling? I don't think it is. So it's an interesting topic. I'm not going to bore you with any more of the details here. This is not a video about that. And if you are interested in just finding out a bit more about what I'm doing, then feel free to Google it. There's some videos on YouTube about it as well. So yeah, just thought I'd let you know what I'm doing. But no way do I condone gambling. I used to work for a bookmaker when I was at university. I used to work for William Hills, and I do not condone gambling in the slightest. In fact, I don't gamble at all, and I don't consider what I'm doing now gambling to a certain degree. So there you go. And the good thing I will end with about the fact that I'm earning money doing this side venture, bearing in mind that I do work for the tax office, it's tax-free because it's classed as gambling winnings. So there you go. Completely all for me, none to the taxman. Should I be saying that? Anyway, there you go. So hope you're going to look forward to what's coming up this week and also in the future, and enjoy your week, whatever you're doing. So until next time, see you soon.